So there could be, I don't know, a million possibilities of moves after 2 to 3 moves on the game. But how do you find the best move? I'm not here to tell you any kind of particular opening strategy or anything like that, but I'm just here to share my thought process, which I usually follow during the game. And that would help you completely understand how the game follows move by move. We will discuss every move and every thought process that has came in my head. So without any ado, let's start. And e4 was played by white and I was playing black, so I played c5. I wanted to have some chances around getting some open files, make it more interesting by having my own attacking chances. So c5, Sicilian defense is most preferred, and he just played anti-Sicilian and he played c3, planning to go with this pawn to the center. He will also take with the c pawn at d4, okay, and then he will have a strong center, while black, as I won't have anything in the center, so I directly started with d5 and attacked the center because I don't want him to have the bigger center. Now when I attacked, he has two chances. Either he can take and then I will simply take with the queen. Why? Because generally this knight can jump on c3 and attack your queen. But in this position, in the variation of Alapin, this knight cannot jump on c3 attacking the queen. So this is a very safe plan. If he captures, my queen will be developed. Okay, I am alright with that. And if he pushes, I have my knight to be developed, and that would come with attacking the pawn. So same happened. He played e5 and then knight c6. Okay, now I'm attacking this pawn. He had to defend it. How will he defend it? He played d4 because he cannot play f4 because this would make his king very weak. So he played d4. After that, a capture happened, and still he has two good pawns in the center which I am looking to attack. So I went bishop f5. Before I push my e pawn to take my bishop out, it is very useful to put your bishop out, because on the later stages you won't be able to do that, and that would allow your opponent to develop quickly. So I chose to develop my bishop first, and then he played a3. As soon I saw a3, what do you recognize? As soon I played this bishop, white realized that the bishop is attacking on this diagonal. What can this bishop do? Bishop is aiming at c2, okay, and how will he attack with the simple bishop? Not the bishop is combining here with the knight, and knight was supposed to go to b4 and attack here. And if the knight gets a chance to land itself on c2, it will fork the king with the rook, and ultimately you will be an exchange up, or moreover your piece up, hold rook up, and you will completely convert the game. So white realized and white played a3. It is just not a passive move in the situation. a3 can actually be a good move in the opening as well. So a3 and then queen b6. Quickly coming out and attacking this pawn again. I want to simply take with the queen, and if he takes, I would simply take with the knight, and again forcing my knight to move to c2, and to stop that the king had to move and he will lose the castling rights. Alright, this was the plan. But white was aware, is simply developing, takes his knight out, defending the pawn at d4. Alright, enough is enough. I pushed e6. I want my bishop out. And now another knight comes out. Bishop to g4. Why? Why am I breaking the principles? Generally in opening, you tend to not waste time by using the piece again and again. You want to develop other pieces, because you can see the king is in the center. It is not castled yet. The bishop hasn't come out. The knight is still there. No castling has been done. The rook has not been put in the center. So bishop g4 is kind of a dubious move. In this situation, why I played? Because I wanted to force white to realize that there is a pin on your queen, and it is a psychological advantage on the opponent having a pin right through their throat. And then bishop g5 was played. When I pinned, white told me that that is a relative pin with the queen, and I will make you realize the same thing with the direct pin, because the king is now pinned with the bishop and knight cannot move. So knight e7, quickly saving the knight, and whenever this bishop captures, my knight will land its original position as if nothing happened in the game. So bishop e3, again developing the bishop. So you can see that it has been 10 moves already, and both the players are choosing development over attacks. Okay, so bishop e3 was played and g6. Now that I see that I cannot move this knight from here because I want to safeguard this knight at c6, so I have to develop from the another part from g7. Another thing I saw that if got a chance, my bishop can land at h6 somewhere, stopping this king to castle on the queen side if got a chance. So g6 also creates some weakness on the black side that has to be noted. I could have played knight f5 here, on which the response could have been, I calculated that it should have been h3, on which I will simply capture, and then knight would capture the bishop, and after capture I realize that I am getting this kind of weakness on the dark file to the white's camp, but it did not happen in the game. He played h3, so after capture the queen comes out, and again I'm attacking the bishop. So the same thing happening, but different kind of plan. Now the white chooses its queen to move to f4, again breaking the same principles. Your king is in the center, you haven't castled yet, and you chose your queen to move again. Just go on and beat your opponent. So bishop h6, attacking the queen here, and now I'm attacking this bishop from this side and this side both. Now you can realize this queen cannot capture the bishop because it is protected by the knight. All right, so the queen has to move. The queen moved, and once the queen moved, I simply captured the bishop. After the capture of the bishop, I attacked with the knight, and now you can see that not only I'm attacking the queen, I'm attacking a fork with the king and the rook. So the white has to move his queen, and he landed in a fork, and he simply resigned in this position. So what I'm trying to say, it's not very hard to realize to find good moves